Hey, you guys, I hope you're doing great. I know it's been a little while since I blogged, but honestly, I've been a little ill, and as usual, I've been busy. Right now, my church is in the middle of an awesome series that we're actually going to be broadcasting now online at Torch Online. It's called On Mission with Margin, and it really attacks the issue of being busy and too busy and just really running around like a chicken with your head cut off, just trying to get things done. And when looking for places to cut away time, God is usually the first that ends up getting cut away, which is ridiculous, but oftentimes true. And I've noticed that in my own personal life. And that's something that I've blogged about a lot recently, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that right now. I just wanted to kind of give a quick plug for the On Mission with Margin series. Really what I want to talk about today, though, is leadership. That is something that God, man, has really been working in me and through me in the past months. For the past year, I've actually been part of a group in my church that's focusing on developing our leadership abilities, dealing with reading books and just talking as a group about different principles of leadership. And most recently, through my own personal leadership at work and leadership within the ministry, I'm noticing that I've gotten to a point where I'm starting to actually apply some of these principles realistically to my life, specifically ones like delegation and really trying to build up other leaders. And that is the thing that really brought this to mind today, because actually my wife noticed a quote on her Facebook page that said something like, leaders are not measured by their amount of followers, but by how many leaders they lead. And I, right now, really want to challenge each of you, not looking at your personal leadership at work, not looking at your leadership maybe in a church ministry, but your first and foremost ministry. If you are a father or a mother, you have a significant calling to lead in the home. Specifically, honestly, if you're a dad. God has positioned you as the ultimate authority in your house. You have been given that leadership position. Do not fight and climb for leadership positions in work, leadership positions in ministry, if you are not taking responsibility for the leadership position you have in your home. Stop what you're doing and focus on that calling. That is an eternal calling. That is a calling that will have a legacy. How many zeros you put on the end of your paycheck this year as opposed to last year does not exist 20 years from now, does not exist eternally. What you speak into your children's life today will. The things that you make a part of their lives today will. Remember this. The things that your parents, specifically maybe your father, spoke into your life when you were a child. You can remember some significant things that your parents said. One that my father said to me that stuck with me was actually on my wedding date. He said, "A family that prays together stays together." Now, at the time, that wasn't significant, but it stuck with me. It's that sort of thing, but not just on a one-time say something brilliant and walk away basis, but on a being there consistently basis, on a speaking into your children's situations when they arise basis, on a being there to catch them when they fall and let them hit the ground when it's appropriate so they know the consequences of their actions. You need to be that shaping character in their life. You need to be the one molding them. Now, yes, God is doing a work within you to do that. He's doing a work through you to raise them up. But He has positioned you to be that tool. Do not walk away from that calling. Do not leave that tool in the box and wonder why the building is not getting built. If you haven't already, I strongly suggest that every man watching this video take a couple hours out of their weekend, their night, maybe you can catch it on a matinee. Go see Courageous. If you don't get to see it at the theaters, rent it. This is something that will continue to stir you up to do what it is that God's called you to do. It's not easy to be a father. And it's not just being at home, sitting on the couch, but it's being with your children, being that spiritual leader in the household. Because if you are not chasing after the things of God, if you are not showing them that that is a value in your life, they will not either. John Maxwell has said that your leadership lid will determine the height of your organization. If you are a leader at a level 5 as opposed to a level 10, those that you lead are not going to rise above that. That means one thing in an organization, but in a family, it has a much more significant impact. Because a child being at a level 4 as opposed to an organization is much more significant. So rise up to the occasion, get to the next level, and lead them to follow you. God bless you guys. Be blessed and be a blessing.